Today I'm going to show you how to do a performance index badge or decal, and it looks something like this. So the finished product's pretty darn good, and I've got other variations, a bit more of a metallic badge that I might do in future, but for the time being I'm going to show you how to do this one. Okay, so I've just done a test run. I'm going to delete all this and do it real time for you guys as I do it. So let's get into it. Okay, so apply a vinyl shape. Go to your rounded square. Okay, this should be white. Make it white if it isn't, and just place it there. Don't move it, don't change the width. This is going to be our basis for our design. Okay, so once you've got it there, we need to copy it 3 more times, or we need to cut it and paste it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. Okay, left one, we want to move that position. We're going to change it, move it over to the left here, just past the next full dark line that you can see. And we're going to do the same with the right one, over like so. Okay, we're going to make a copy of our first one that we, well, our left hand side square. So cut and paste it again, select all 3 and select group. Okay. Actually ungroup that, sorry guys, and this middle one we just want to make that width wide enough to make a full rectangle there. Okay, now we can group them. Okay, so paste that square that we cut earlier, and we'll change the colour to an orange. That will do. Okay, we need to change the position and change the size, make that 90 and 90, just like so. Okay, so cut that, paste it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Okay, go to your middle one and just move it across a bit, just enough so it keeps that rectangle shape without letting the curved corners appear. Same with the third one, move that across as well. Okay, we can group those. They're going to be the colours associated with each class, so you'll duplicate those later on and make all the different class colours. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to get our class type ready. Okay, so we'll do the R classes, considering they got both a letter and a number, and we need to have room for both of those. We're going to make the size 65 by 65, like so, and we'll just move that over here. Let's set it around about there, should be nice, just in a nice little spacing there. Okay, we'll cut that and we'll make a copy of it, and we'll change the vinyl shape to a 3. Okay, and we'll change the position out here like so. It's a bit narrower than the lettering, so what we'll do is we'll just change the width of that, make it about 80 should be fine. You can make it a little bit wider if you like. Okay, so we need some more numbers, so we're going to make a copy of the 3. We're going to change its colour to black, and change its position to the far right. Make sure that it's got room for our white spacing like we do on the left side. Paste it there, cut it and paste it 3 times. 1, 2 and 3. Move, just space those out relatively close together, and they will be our numbers. So the next step now is to create a basic square. There we go, there. We'll make it a different colour from the time being that we haven't used, and make that width about 150, make the height 90, and then you want to go over to your skew and make it 35 for skew. Okay, we paste that there, change the colour to white, cut it from its current position and put it in front of your 3s. Okay, and then just change its position, move it over so it just touches the back of the 3 there. You can always look in your garage for the exact positioning if you like, but as long as you're cutting off, you know, a good little piece of that back 3, you should be fine. Okay, now you can stop there if you prefer. It's pretty basic though, and we're going to make that just a little bit better by taking it a bit further with some shading. So we want to go in and we want to use this shape called Primitives 30 and change it to black. We also want to move it roughly down to this bottom corner here, and we want to change the size to 14 by 14. So once we get 14 by 14, we want to move it into position here, just in this corner, so we've got a spacing like we do around that orange area. And once you've done that, you can then change the transparency to 65, like so. Cut and paste it again, so you've got 2. Then change the position of 1 to the far side. If you get a bit off course when you're moving it, you can just go back and redo it, repaste it in there. Okay, and then you can spin this object to make it face the other way, or you can just go into a -14 for the width, which will achieve the same. There we go. Okay, so we need to position that so it fits as the other one does. Once we've got that, we can then apply a gradient, which is this vertical gradient, I guess you'd call it. It's gradient shapes 13, and we're going to keep that black. We're going to make the size -85 for height, roughly, and for the width we need to make it so it will sit, so its width is exactly the same as those half circles, or quarter circles I should say. So position that. One's a little bit too wide. Really important that you get this bit right the first time. It will make or break your grouping, your vinyl group. So it's good to get that right, and make that transparency also 65. In doing so, you should see if you've got it in the exact spot. If you see any small dark lines, you know that you've probably overlapped it a little bit, which I think I have done. So one was right, one was wrong. Oh, can't get everything perfect. There we go. Okay, now we need to make a rectangle using our basic square. Make your size 14 for height, and make the width so it fits in between those 2 quarter circles. Good idea to change the transparency before you get too carried away. My spin's just gone mental because my thumbstick's that stick at the worst of times. Oh, they're getting really bad. I'll have to fix that. And go to your transparency, make it 65, and then you can go back to moving that into its final position. Make sure you get your size right. Okay, excellent, there we go. So it's looking pretty good now. You can group all this shading, and we're going to add one more gradient shapes 17. Okay, we're going to spin this to the 270 degree mark. Okay, and we're going to make it, we want to make it I want to make it at least 1.5 wide, maybe 1.7 to be certain, and we want to fix that height just a little bit, make it about, I'd say 80, yeah 80 should do it, and move that across there to fit like so. Okay, and just line it up at the edge of the orange there. Okay, so we want to also change the transparency. we want to make that, I would say, around about 55. And go, maybe go 60 if you like it a bit darker. For this sake we'll go with 60, I think it looks a bit better. Okay, then cut that shape out and paste it down here after your R3 layers. And that will sit under there nicely. So you're pretty much done now. All you've got to do is make your duplicates of your R3. So you want to make a couple of those because you're going to have R2 and R1 to do, and then you can group all of those once you've changed your 3 by making going in and going to change final shape. And you can just move the ones that you're not going to use straight away underneath the rest of the layers so they're out of the way. Same with colour, you want to duplicate that and fix up your colours. So I think there's dark blue, light blue, purple, red, orange, a few other colours, but I'll leave that up to you guys. Bit of preference there really, and whose monitor you're on or whose TV you're on, so all varies, but you can make it purple. Good idea to actually, while you're at it, ungroup one of those R3 vinyls that we put together, and you can remove the 3 and make your single letter, use that letter for your single letter as well. So you just go in and you just go change final shape, and that works for any letter or number in this template. Just go in, change final shape, and it'll keep the exact same size and everything, so you won't have to worry about any of that. And you can just go in and change it to suit class and car, and there you go. Change it. There's an S 333. You might need to move your 3s, depends how much time you took to do this tutorial, but there you go, it's done and relatively easy to do. You've got it for yourself, you can put it on all those cars you've tuned up and finished with, and it's a good little indicator. I use it to tell me which cars I'm done with and those that I'm still going with. So once I've got a car set up, I'll put one of these on it. I know I don't need to touch it anymore. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial, guys. I'll come back with something soon. Rate, comment and subscribe to the channel, that way you won't miss it. And yeah, have fun with Forza 4.